Hey, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time it is for you. Um, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you're being sweet to yourself today and that exciting things are happening, or if they're not exciting things happening, I hope that, yeah, you're just, like I said, being sweet with yourself. Um, I'm recording a little bit of a message here because because I've been called to speak freely and to share some my message. Have you been called to share your message? I think we're all called a little bit to share our message. And there's a lot of things that want to like stop us up, make us stumble in that process. Um, and you know unfortunately and fortunately they're all in our head, primarily. um, at least for me they are. Really what stops me from doing things is not usually a physical barrier. A lot of times I will create a story about how a physical barrier is in the way, but I've also recognized that when I set my mind to something, uh, it's going to get done. You know, if I am aligned with something and I'm like hell bent on it, hell yeah, buddy, I'm going to get it done. But, um, there's a time for getting shit done and forcing your way through a little bit. At times you gotta, like, look, in the spiritual community, there's this whole thing about never force anything. Never force. Oh, if you're forcing it, then, that can't be true alignment. True alignment has to be like effortless and easeful. And I've been guilty of that myself, kind of like falling victim to that. And here's the deal: effort, easeful, beautiful, flowing, channeled living, being, whatever you want to call it. That is the way. That is the way for sure. But like, it's one of the ways. It's a flavor of the ways. Sometimes there's also like a pushing, striving, a certain force involved, right? I mean, if you're gonna run a marathon, there's gonna be force involved, right? Because a lot of times, you get that effortless, graceful, easeful, like, oh, beautiful, like, oh, it takes no work. Look at them. God just designed them to be able to do that crazy series of gymnastic moves and flip across the mat and, pirouette through the air, whatever the fuck it is they're doing. No, like, they got that way because they used a lot of force. They did a lot of effort. Like, you train for a marathon, you train hard for, anything that, Simone Biles, like, she took like a whole year off, right? I believe I'm saying, yeah, she's the gymnast, yeah. She took like a whole year off just to focus on herself or more. I don't know the full story. I'm just saying that, like, there's an athlete who understands the importance of like that ease, that grace with themselves, but then also that understanding of putting in the hard work and like powering through and like dedicating to something. And I think that not all of us are Olympians doing backflips, at least not like not like outwardly. We're inner Olympians doing crazy backflips and whatnot in ways that maybe no one really sees but us, but like God sees, right? Because like you and God are one. You're created from God. All of the inspirations, the thoughts, the desires, everything. is God's light playing through you as a holy instrument. And so all of those notes that you register, those are seen. Those are seen. And the level of appreciation and love that is there for you is beyond what we have any level of like understanding of. Yeah, the depth of appreciation for the effort, for the wisdom, for the trials, for the small ways that we choose us, that we choose what feels more in alignment with our heart and with true love for our human, our animal, our being, our God created divine vessel, with all of the dreams that it holds, with all of the experience and the alchemy that it holds. When we respect that, and we respect it every day, there's a lot of the spiritual community that is like very kind of telling you how you're not getting it, or you're not seeing it, or you're not choosing you. And there's, again, that's a little bit of like that, like, hey, there's a time for that kind of medicine. um Put a little bit of fear of God in you, right? And it's fun to play with at times, and believe me, I do play I play with that on occasion. But I also am a huge advocate for rewarding yourself, for congratulating yourself, and for, having some pride in like the fact that you're you, and like understanding and loving your ways, because like your ways are like the best ways, right? Because this is your experience and you've developed your ways, um, for very good reasons. And I'm, again, this spiritual like community would be like, again, this is that like your old ways, throw it all away, start fresh, like everything before was just such a construct, and it wasn't even yours because it was fed to you by other people, and blah 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 blah, all this bullshit, trying to kind of almost turn you against parts of yourself because like they're not authentic, they're not the real crystalline droplet of God Soma goodness that is the highest form of you, that is the infinite light that connects you to the. Look, that's, again, it's fucking fantastic, and I love that too. I'll fly right up the fucking Shushuminati tube and fucking, unite with the God consciousness. And but like remember that that tube always is, you're always connected. Like this is all the God consciousness as well, and like we didn't come here to be, ephemeral like dewdrops of, like cosmic gas that like is just beyond the need to like even be heard or seen, because it's so seen and heard that it's the, like, yes, again, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But then we wouldn't have materiality, right? There would be no me to talk to you and no you for me to even talk to, right? Like, that's partially why I've not even made messages, is because I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why? Like, what are you trying to prove? Like, what is this trying to address? What are you lacking? Like, bro, I, maybe I don't know, that a group of cool folks to talk to and to kind of fucking, give them the gas, like I don't know. I, these are the messages that I would love to be seeing and receiving and hearing, right? These are the messages that I need. And these are the messages that I would love to be sharing, right, with my loved ones. That's what I do. I'm sharing, with my partners, like on a daily basis, and having these kinds of conversations. And then, when they're doing their own thing and they're watching YouTube and checking out other videos or looking through Instagram, I would love for them to find other messages that have like a resonant vibe with, the kind of like, yeah, I want my loved ones to hear this message, and I want my loved one to hear this message. And this message is that, like, I'm proud of you. Genuinely, I'm proud of you. I'm speaking as source. I'm speaking as me and channeled us, because this is simply a reflection. I'm speaking to myself. And if you're watching this, I have to imagine that you were called here for a reason, especially if you're still here. Holy shit, you're still here? Congratulations, high five! I congratulate you on that. I'm proud of you for sticking through, because, yeah, sometimes I ramble on, and sometimes, what is the point? When are you going to bring it back to me? When are you going to tell me how great I am? That's what I'm about to do right now, baby. No, 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 for real. Like, we need to hear that, like, we're the fucking bomb. Like, you're the bomb. You are so fucking unique. There is no one like you. It's true. No one has, even if you have a twin sister or brother, you probably know more than anybody that that person is nowhere like you. Like, I mean, y'all have similarities, but everyone's their own person. And like I was saying before, you've developed your own ways. You've developed the things, your style, your taste, right? You've developed a certain eye, a certain ear, a certain palate. And I just think it's gorgeous. I think the world would love to see more of you and what it is that you hold dear and beautiful and exciting, whatever that might be. And that's the other thing. I want to congratulate you on investing in the things that nobody's really giving you any, like, praise for. All right? Nobody's giving you a fucking pat on the back for whatever that little, like, hobby is that doesn't look like anything to anybody, or whatever that fucking thing is that you're just nerding out about and kind of like putting time and effort into, or you kind of see how, like, maybe one day you could be, like, I don't know what your dream is. A singer? Um, a bodybuilder? What? Freaking race car driver? Uh, I'm just gonna name off all of my dreams. I don't know if I'm gonna actually be a bodybuilder though. I wouldn't necessarily do that. But what? A model? A fucking you know, I don't know. I don't know what your dreams are. What do you want to be? A doctor, a lawyer? Want to work? You want to open your own food truck? Again, more of my dreams. The doctor and lawyer were none of mine. Um, uh, but anyways, there's a lot of dreams that are they don't sound that great. Like, as doctors and lawyers, like, they're more like, I don't know, you have some weird idea for like a web comic, or you have a bizarre idea for like a YouTube channel, where you, I don't know, like, make a dollhouse and your parrots like prance around and do a thing, and you do voiceovers. Fantastic. You should do the parrot dollhouse idea for sure. But the point is, like, these are dreams that, like, ain't nobody asking for this, right? Nobody's asking for this, right? Some of them might be pretty cringe, right? Yeah. But the beauty of it is that, like, for some fucking wild reason, you keep getting called back to it. And even if you're making moves in the dark, like little things that you're putting effort towards, and it's just like enjoyable for you, or like kind of like builds towards something, even if it doesn't build towards shit, right? Even if it's just something that you do because you're like, I just like it. I just do this one weird thing, and like, I just like it. Hey, as long as you ain't hurting anybody, you just enjoying yourself, get with it. You know what I mean? And I fucking commend you for it, because this world is like very much about kind of breaking things down into little boxes, and you can get trapped in a rhythm really easily. And again, that's what a lot of the spiritual things about, like the old ways, put these things out, like you have to embrace a whole new random wild new way, be your whole ass soul self, you know. That's a quote from Freya Ray here on, or over on YouTube. Whole ass soul self. Anyways, I, I had to write that one down. But anyways, damn, what is my point? My point is that, like, yeah, like, you're doing fucking great. Remember that this is your dream. You can't get this wrong. You designed this thing. Like, God did not put you here. You and God, you as God, you did not co-create, create, you didn't design this whole thing just so that you could fucking flounder around or some shit. Like, that's, or fulfill some kind of like fated, like karmic thing that you have to do to bite the bullet, so maybe somebody one day will have a better life. Oof. Nah. Nah, like, here's the thing. It's infinite. It's infinite possibilities, and none of it matters. You make what matter, right? And some of that, there's some of that that, they say that and they kind of go like, "Oh, well, you could just make whatever matter, and other things just totally just turn them off." And but your heart is what lets you know what matters and what doesn't matter, right? And sometimes there are things that matter very deeply to your heart, but at the same time, there's no way for you in that moment to make any kind of physical external shift or progress. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all, because what you love, what matters to your heart, you know and trust. You know. I mean, you could trust or you could not trust. I mean, but just know that this is your dream. This is your experience of what it is to be a human, your experience of what it is to be on Earth, what it is to be in connection with the divine. This is your opportunity to see who you are, who you say you are. And the thing is, that's going to keep shifting until eventually the only thing that remains present is that you are. I am. And the dreams that matter to my heart, they just are. You don't have to have a reason. You don't have to have people telling you it's a good idea. You don't have to have people telling you it'll be profitable. You don't have to have people tell you that it's right, that it's okay. Because what is. What you love, you love. And I want to congratulate you on not fighting that. I want to congratulate you on seeing all the things that would keep you from honoring that truth, and just breathing through them and outlasting them, pushing past them. Yeah. Doggy agrees. Sometimes you gotta fucking bark. Sometimes you gotta fucking sound off, right? Even if you can't do anything else, you can fucking bark. You could let everybody know. So yeah, sound off. If you're feeling this vibe, shout it out. Shout it out. Fucking drop a comment. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Or whatever. Do whatever you like. It's your game. It's your game. Have yourself a little bit of fun. Fucking joke around a little bit. Have a little laugh. All right. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. Do you think that's enough? If you want more, tell me. I want more of that crazy bullshit. Give me some more crazy bullshit. That makes me feel good. That reflects my soul and my heart and the truth. Because I know I deserve it. Yes, you do. And if you want more, and you let me know, I'll fucking come through. Take care, y'all.